so funny.
Hope y'all don't mind. I'm recording for the YouTube.
I need to sign something. Is there
You do that all the time, Mel. That's not happening.
Sorry, things are different now. It's been a while. New year, new me.
My
New
contract's
year,
up,
new
so
non-disclosure agreements.
I'm gonna need my royalties now.
Right.
What's up, Taylor?
What's up?
Hey,
How's it
Taylor.
going? Hi. How y'all doing?
Good.
Just
Good.
Chilling.
let me get this camera right.
Dude, I think I'm gonna recruit like the whole block desk eventually. Like it's Taylor, Justin,
Yeah.
Joe in here. Okay. And I think we're waiting for what, Salia, and then we'll start. Okay, that's Sarah said she's gonna watch the recordings. Cool. All right, well, while we wait for Saul, get the ball rolling. Anyone want to recap what we've read so far? For some Zoom points?
Whoever does this is a trooper. But
Like a summary, it doesn't have to be detailed. I'm like, Charlie.
not
I think
Charlie.
I could.
Let me just see what happens at chapter 20.
So there's like a big house that's a lot bigger than I thought it was, because I'm like, oh my God, there's people that don't even know each other, and like, so it's a big property, and there's like a bunch of rich people attending this party that the like main rich people are throwing for their daughter, which we think is like a coming home party, but then we learn it's an engagement party. If you haven't read, that's what it is basically, or an engagement announcement, I guess.
Spoiler alert. I think
I mean,
so.
you should have been read,
Oh
right?
no.
Okay. What else? Who else has something?
So
he's gone through 2 bodies so far, right?
I was like, how many bodies have we gone through yet with the chill chapter?
Which for me is insane because we read so much and only 2 bodies.
No, because
we went through the he was in the butler's body, right? Am I okay? So he was in the butler's body. And then he was in that bigger guy. Do y'all remember his name?
Ravencourt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Ravencourt.
But he was in someone else, no?
Was he in someone else's?
After.
He was in somebody before Ravencourt.
It was like,
Yeah, that's where I am right now.
Oh, it was the young guy with the blue eyes.
Yeah.
The dope dealer.
Yes.
That's the one.
That's where I'm at right now.
wait, I'm confused. Is the dope dealer also a doctor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so he's
Different
like a
type of
doctor.
doctor.
All in the doctor.
Oh, wait, he's not a real doctor? I thought he was a real doctor.
Charlie's innocent mind.
He's
I'm
almost a
like,
pharmacist.
okay, Dr. Bell.
I think he is.
did he slang dope then? You said the
No,
dope.
wait, he's not a real doctor?
I thought he was a real
I
doctor
was under the
too.
impression he
I
used
also thought he was a real
prescribed dope as well as being a doctor. Like he really is a doctor, but he's just a dope dealer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like he's just giving out and like drugs to everyone instead of actually helping.
Because I think the drugs were in the trunk, right?
Yeah.
Remember? They were in the okay. I remember.
I could have gotten that wrong, and he really is just a drug dealer.
His name's
aren't
Dr.
doctors
Sebastian
drug
Bell.
Aren't doctors drug dealers anyways, right? But yeah, and then after that, so that was the last, or from what we had started reading, that was the first body he went into, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then he didn't learn much because he decided to like walk to leave the premises. And then midnight struck. That's when we learned that when midnight strikes, then he goes into someone else's body. And he has to like figure it out, right? Was that then, or did we figure that out before?
Like what makes him hop from body to body?
Right, right.
Oh
think
yeah,
what we
didn't
know
the,
is
the
starts
creepy
over.
crow guy, like the plague doctor showed up and told him about the midnight thing? I think it was like before he even went on the road at some point. Didn't you talk to the plague doctor?
It was when he was the guy who got beat up, and like he's like in the carriage, and I think Anna is helping him,
Mhm.
and she tells him like the rules of like when he falls asleep, like what body he'll like go into next.
But that was like chapters like 18 or 19, right? I don't think that was like the when we first started reading. Like, isn't it like the later
Oh
chapters?
yeah, no, it's
Oh,
way
yeah.
later. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
But he starts to realize though, when he's in that like the bigger guy's body, that he can't escape like bodies. Like he has to live through the whole day.
Right.
But I think he jumped because remember he like took a nap because he was like, I'm gonna try to like do something.
Yes.
And then that's when Anna met him in the carriage and she's like, you can't be doing this. Like, this is not how the rules are.
Gotcha.
And then he went back into Raven Court. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wait, was he the butler when like wasn't his punishment being the butler for a little bit?
Oh, yeah. What was his punishment?
I
For
think
like
there was
some kind
one
of
other
nap?
person.
Punishment was being the guy who got the shit beat out of him. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Is this guy having name?
Right?
I don't know what it is.
Let me see.
Where's
Wait,
Jamie when we need the little
right, Jamie had the little diagram.
yeah, the diagram.
I'm about to be like, bitch, send a picture.
I know.
Okay. So the butler is Roger Collins. That is the butler.
But he wasn't in them for long because the painter, like the artist, like beat him up, right? And that's how he went back to Raven Court, right?
Yeah, I think I remember that. It's like something happened where, yeah, his ass kicked in and he jumped out of the body.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel like the pace of the book is? Like, how do you guys feel? Like, is this a pace that you guys are comfortable with, or?
A little slow for me.
Yeah.
Slow and like the dialogue is like prolonged, or do you feel like it's just let's get to the next like step or whatever? Like,
They do, yeah, they add a lot of details, but it's like it's not like I want to get to like the what is going on, but I don't know. I feel like there's just so much.
there's a lot of information.
Yes.
Like, do you
And I'm
think
like-
the information is necessary though? Like, do we think that all that
That's-
information is necessary?
And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is all this necessary? Or do I have to like filter out the hoopla, you know?
The
I think
pebbles and-
there's just a lot of characters. I don't think it's
Yeah.
information, but I have to keep going back to like this page and being like, okay, who's this? Who's that? That's the hard part. The hard part for me. So
Yeah. Jordan, I did want to ask you if this book, because like you have a way of, you think differently in certain instances. So who do you think, like, from what you've read so far, has kind of like piqued your interest as like, you know, this might be the killer? I mean, I know we read through chapter 20 and it says like what it says, but
So my first theory was, oh, well, I have a feeling if she's gonna marry this guy, she's gonna kill herself. And then on chapter 20, it's alluded that she didn't really kill herself. So that was where I thought it was going. I'm like, oh, maybe that the whole thing is he needs to stop her from hurting herself, not realizing he initiated her own downfall. But that was the first thing. But now I'm wondering, is the game really a game, or is the masked like man who's doing everything, is he really the hunt footman? Is he just hunting people and tormenting these people and they're like purgatory?
oh,
Because no matter what they do, they're always late. They're always missing something just by that much. Is like, are they intentional?
yeah.
And that's just like right now. But
I have a theory that like the footman is just like people who have failed the challenge already. Because like they would know the course.
Oh,
oh,
Yeah.
but like, how do they, I mean, what's their benefit of trying to help someone else get out of it? Like, if you're stuck there, I'd be like, help me get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. You'd have incentive to sabotage everybody else if only one person can get out.
Yeah, that's true.
Which that is when it got a lot more interesting. Like I was like, this is slow. I don't know if I'm gonna like this book. And then once it was like a competition, and I was like, okay, like, and also I think too, for me, like there's so many characters. There's not like one person that I'm like feel attached to that. Oh, I want to really find out what happens. But I will say the last chapter, the chapter 20, did make me feel like, okay, like I want to know what happens to Evelyn now. I feel a little, now that I know she's in this situation, this like, you know, bad situation and somebody's killed her. And like, I think it, but it took 20 chapters to get to that point. So
No, but
Just-
for real,
No. Yeah.
I'm
Really
holding
long.
on to Evelyn right now. Like, I don't know anyone else that I care for.
What if either Peter Hardcastle or Helena are the plague doctor? Because they have not come out at all. I just thought of it right now because I'm like, who
Those are the
hasn't come
parents,
out?
right?
And like Helena, like very like sketchy. I don't know. Like I get like a weird vibe from her. And Peter has been in the gatekeeper house. Neither of them have yet to show up. I don't know. That's just something I thought of.
No, but like, wait, who are they to the family like lineage? Are they like the?
Their mom and dad.
Evelyn's mom and dad.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I sometimes wonder if the plague doctor is also the son that was killed, and every single person we're jumping around was somehow responsible for his death in some way that day. Like they all had. So that's my other thought. That's where my mind went. Is it really him? And he gets it back to his like revenge on people. Sorry, I'm thinking Endgame already.
No, but like, I can see that. I'm trying to think like what else on like, so outside of that, does anyone have any thoughts on like, I guess the newer people, Taylor, you're the other Taylor and you Taylor, like what do you guys picture like the vibe? Because we were talking about like the scenery, we feel like a 1920s maybe old school, like what do you guys picture when you're reading this?
I picture like a super, super old house. Wait, which Taylor is the other Taylor? Is that me or
There's
Taylor?
two Taylors. I'm trying to figure out what Taylor J and Taylor D. So
I just picture it like an old house. Like, you know, like in the beginning of like Pride and Prejudice, like their house, I picture it in a house kind of like that. They spend so much time describing how much everything is falling apart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I picture it as just like really big and maybe like brick or something on the outside and just like dark and kind of dingy on the outside, but like at like from far away on the inside it might look kind of fancy, but then like when you're standing and looking up close it looks just like it's not taken care of.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's massive.
Yeah. I got like, how about you? Wait, Alexi, what did you think? Because I know you're.
I mean, kind of the same because it describes it as like they were once these really prominent people and then they've like kind of given up. And I wonder because I know they've talked a little bit about what was the other son's name? Thomas? No. Yes, Thomas Hardcastle. And I wonder how that's gonna like come play into it. But I feel like that was kind of the beginning of the end for like this family and their like whole dynamic and kind of their downfall and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I've been trying to like every time I remember that he's a part of it, I'm like, okay, how is this playing into the rest of the story?
Literally, like all the information, like what is needed and like what should I leave behind?
Mhm.
I want to know more about the family. Like I feel like there's so much tea to be unfolded with that little, like I don't know, like there's Evelyn that I want to figure out, and then also want to know like the tea within the family, like what's the goss.
Charlie Carver after when he saw what happened, right?
See. I guess
Sorry,
that's,
really loud outside.
so what else does anyone think? Anyone have any questions? Like do y'all feel like
Can we take like a poll and like start guessing now that we have a little bit more information on either what's going to happen next or who we think since we've met a little bit more characters?
like theories?
Yeah. I don't know names. I just know like characters like
It's literally
but
It like chapter 15-ish to 20, I thought that it was Cunningham for a little bit. Cunningham is like the assistant to Ravencourt, the bigger
Yeah.
dude.
That's the track that I'm on. I don't know. He seemed like a smart dude. I don't
and
trust
he even called himself out a little bit. He goes, "How do you know I'm not the person?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah.
See, like that's exactly somebody who's guilty
right."
make you
Because-
think that they're innocent. right?
Right. And then he's like, well, let me just stay with you so that you know I'm not the person. I was like, he has to have an accomplice. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's an alibi.
Mhm.
Daniel Coolidge is very suspicious to me. He's more suspicious than Cunningham. Like the way he did like a little wink at the end after the engagement. I'm just like, I don't know. That guy,
Right. And like
he gives me red flags.
he says that he's a future host, but like, how do we know? We don't know.
Yeah.
Very true.
The artist in residence is sketchy because he's the one who beat the butler. Gold.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's like gold something.
Gregory Gold. Yeah. And he wasn't he the one who was mean to the maid? Or who was mean to the maid?
I think he was mean to the maid.
Was it him? I can't remember.
Ted,
And he
the
has like
guy-
so many connections to the family. It would make sense if it was gold too.
I think it was Ted. No?
Ted
Stanwin?
Ted Stanwin.
Oh, okay.
So Ted Stanwin was the guy who
Like saved.
who killed Charlie Carver
Oh.
after Charlie Carver killed Thomas,
Thomas.
the other brother. Yeah, because they said that he used to be
A
like
servant.
he used to be one of the servants, but then after he killed the Charlie Carver guy, they like promoted him, and like now he's like supposed to be a member of like the higher society, I guess.
Let me see. The names are tripping me up. I can't lie. I'm like Googling right now.
Thing.
Does anyone have any thoughts about Anna? Like, no one knows who she is. I don't know. I just like,
That's a good point, because isn't that what we were talking about in the first meetup? Is like, we're like, does she even exist? Is that like a figment of someone's imagination? Like, what's that?
Well, no, they introduced her at the very end, which was so
Right.
annoying because she's just like, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bitch? He's
Oh,
been
wait.
looking for you everywhere.
Yeah,
ooh,
she introduced herself to Ravenclaw,
Yeah.
but she doesn't show her face.
Yeah, she says
oh,
like stop,
okay.
stop trying to like
Yeah.
stop
Stop
trying to
look for me because other people are looking for me.
Yes.
But like,
But I'm wondering who are those other people?
yeah, you like, no one in the house knows. Like, the maid was like, I don't know, Anna. Like,
Well, so
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
could you think about this, you guys. It's almost like an Inception. If he's jumping into different bodies looking for Anna, of course she's gonna think that other people are looking for her because it's him.
Mm.
So you think he's like in multiple bodies?
Well, he is. He
But, like
at
at the
midnight.
same time though? Like omnipresent?
Well, I'm just saying it's like he's living the same day like over and over again. So he's in different bodies around the same time as everyone else.
I think it's each day he's in a new body. Like he doesn't inhabit, like he's not a host to like multiple people at once. Because that would
No.
like, that'd be too much. I'd be like,
I think he is.
is he
It's
really?
the same day.
So
Everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, he's playing out like the same day.
Because they're trying to figure out who killed
Well, I
Evelyn.
know it's the same
So-
day, but
And he's trying to do it
Also,
before.
Yeah, so he basically his body is in all 7 hosts at once on the same day.
Yes.
It's just the narrator, like the voice in his head is experiencing it like sequentially, like one body to the next.
that is insane.
Oh, I didn't
That's so
understand
great.
that.
Kind of a mind fuck because he's like
That's
he's
what I'm thinking. That's why I was
all
like,
at
of
the same
course.
time, but like he's going through it like one by one at the same time.
That's Meryl, that's what you're saying. Like she was like, who's, because
Right. Everyone's looking for me. It's like, well, because he's been in majority of everyone's bodies and he's been looking for Anna.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
But that's
So it's
just my
narrator that's talking.
overanalyzing.
But she's
Dude,
still like,
be
that's
completely
wild.
wrong.
And then they're
Yeah.
all at like different points in time in the challenge too, because like some of them take different paths. Like, you know how he has to go
Right.
back into that one dude's body over and over again. Some people are like progressed further along. Wild.
I'm confused.
Okay, which part are you confused, honestly?
Well, I'm only on chapter 8 because I got my book yesterday. So I
Yeah.
feel like I have to just like
That's
dig.
progress in itself. Yeah.
But I have a question, I guess. Who is he? Like,
Aiden.
Oh,
right?
they say his name, right?
Aiden.
Bishop.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's the main part. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the soul or
That's
whatever,
the
right?
soul. I
And
guess
then is he a detective?
He's
I
not.
don't think we know anything about his life before he was like in all of these.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
not on like the invite.
Was he not a detective?
That's what I heard detective for some reason when I was listening to the audiobook. Because she's like, your name is Aiden something, you're a detective, and then like I don't know, maybe I was tripping, and I mean I was doing work at the same time, so.
Is that at the beginning that they talk about him?
Oh, absolutely not. You find that out in like
Oh, okay.
17,
So I should,
18. Yeah, you've got some time.
That's sure like marking those.
But am I tripping, guys? Like, did you guys remember hearing he was a detective at all?
Meryl, you might be right because Justin and Meryl, you guys might be right about the whole loop thing. Well, I just think it's so abstract, but yeah. Like if he doesn't solve the crime, all the information he remembers is gone. So that new body wouldn't remember anything from, damn.
So do we know then when he's losing information, he doesn't know he's actually in the killer's body because he lost that information. So he inhibits the killer, moves on, and then the killer goes back in there and he's like, he doesn't even realize who the killer is.
Well,
So
that's why
the first
he's,
person's the killer, and he already passed it because he doesn't know that information.
and that's why remember he is trying to use the bigger guy's body to to communicate with his other selves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was like trying to write. Didn't he write something to himself?
And like the encyclopedia, I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean,
I like how there's like a light bulb moment for us. Like usually there's like a moment during these Zooms where like, wait, a stare. I'm just kidding.
I just think it's crazy that this was murder because now that we've seen the scene play out, I'm like, how can this be murder? Like they saw her by herself with the gun. Like, I don't know. That's like, I thought it was going to be like they heard a gunshot and found her, not that they saw it happen.
Right, because it was in her hand, right?
Yeah.
what was in her hand and she's dead? Like someone could have planted it. Like there's so much.
But she was standing.
No,
and then
she like brings
fell.
it up to her stomach, I think.
Oh. What if, you know, does this to her? Because I don't know. Somehow I feel
No,
like.
Cindy, that's what as soon as I saw that, I was like,
Yeah.
what if the thingy
The host, is that what you were saying?
Yes, that's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I read it. I was like, this is too suspicious. Where like everyone's watching, and then boom, she like kills herself.
Wait, like
The
Aiden
host, like Aiden, maybe.
Yeah, like the
goes into Evelyn?
yeah. That's what I was thinking too. But I was like, that's too far fetched. But I'd have that thought.
What would be the
But if
most-
it's the little brother or the brother who had died, it's his ghost who's killing his sister.
Or what if that's the last way to get himself out of the game?
Oh, because you figure out the crime. Like you're the one who did
Right.
it. I don't know. It's like a catch-22.
That's a good one.
Because we're like, why would they do it except for trying to get the fuck out?
Yeah, you know, like
Jordan, why are you
I'm here? I know who killed her.
yeah.
That'd be kind of crazy. Man, all that reading for that.
Right.
No, but at some point, doesn't the plague doctor say there's going to be a murder and it won't look like a murder, but it actually is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will see the.
I mean, we
event.
can't trust him though. I mean, like, do
Yeah.
around in a plague mask?
Wait. This is maybe me spacing, but like, so there's 2 other players racing against Aiden to solve the crime. That hasn't been announced yet. I didn't like pass it by any chance. Like they didn't say who those 2 other players are, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I think
Couldn't those other players be the people that killed her too? They're also.
Does it imply that it was Anna and the footman?
I thought it might be that old lady Millicent, because I forgot who said, oh, she went down to the kitchens asking if any of the maids were acting weird, and like she's kind of like a weird old lady. So I'm thinking that might be another one, but I don't know who the third one is. And I think they said Millicent has like history with the family. I think she's known them for a while. But yeah, she's kind of weird too.
Okay. Interesting. Because yeah, there are other players with Aiden. I don't think, we don't know the names yet. Yeah. Trying to see.
And then just last thing, did anyone else think it was weird that when Evelyn died, no one else thought it was a big deal? Like they explained, like they just went back to like, oh, let's go back to dancing. And like Michael is the
Yeah.
only
The
one
only one that was like
out
distraught
there.
about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like everyone was totally as if everyone was in on it. I was like,
I get
everyone
cult
was
vibes from this.
nonchalant. So I just thought that was weird too.
No, definitely. It's very, I know, I feel like it's very culty. Very like secret society. We like kill babies or something.
Did anyone watch the movie The Menu?
Yeah.
This is giving
Uh-huh.
me that vibe. Like I would not be surprised if at the end, like everyone is in on it, or like I don't know. Like we just watched it and I was like, this feels like the same thing. So I don't know.
It was reminding me of the movie Ready or Not, if you've ever seen that one. It's about like a family, like a really rich family that like when people marry in, they have to like play a game.
Oh,
and
yes.
the game is, like,
Yes.
you
Yes.
get killed.
Yeah.
It's not Dylan O'Brien. Who's the it's the guy that played Seth, whatever. What's the guy's name? You know, Jordan.
That's Cohen.
Cohen. Yeah. He's the one that's the husband, right?
Adam Brody, that's his name.
Adam
Yeah.
Brody. Yeah.
It's where she picks like a card and it's like the death card and the whole
Yeah.
family like has to kill her, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're playing hide and seek or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's an insane movie. The ending is very like satanic. I didn't like that.
Well, it's literally the devil.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's definitely the vibe I'm getting. For like the newcomers, sometimes we like to like picture like actors that could play like the characters. So like even like for Sid, for example, like I don't know, who do you picture playing? Who's already like been seen? Like Evelyn Hardcastle, for example. Like who do you picture for that actress?
I picture like a Felicity Jones for Evelyn Hardcastle,
See Jones. She's like
or like a Claire Foy.
I'm so bad at actors' names, but I picture her like very, which I don't know yet, but I picture her like very innocent so far.
Yeah.
Fair skin, like almost like an Emma Stone. I don't know.
Wait, how old is she supposed to be in this?
Like 20s?
Like
I
early.
picture her like mid to late 20s. I don't know.
I was thinking that she was like older, like 40. I don't know why.
Didn't she just get back to university? That's why she
What'd you
came
say?
back. Didn't she just study art in Paris? So she's pretty young, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Felicity Jones is a good one. I just looked her up.
Yeah, I just looked there too. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
I can totally see that.
Those two, so okay.
I don't know who Leslie Jones is.
Felicity Jones.
Oh.
She was the one in that Star Wars movie.
Star Wars, like Rogue One.
One, yeah.
That's a good.
Let's see.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
I don't know why the play doctor gives me like, is it Killian? What's his name from?
From Peaky Blinders, Cillian Murphy.
It's like a- yeah.
Is it that really beautiful guy that has like
The one that
dead
looks
stare?
scary?
in his face?
Yeah, he's pretty hot, but like in a weird way.
Yeah.
In a scary way, actually.
Is he the guy that's in all the Christopher Nolan movies?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Batman,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's I forgot his name, Batman, but yes.
So let's see.
For the first guy, the doctor, maybe not doctor, I was picturing someone like Adrian Brody, like his like part of the time he's kind of a jerk, like he's just there to supply drugs and but for the time that he's inhabited by Aiden, he needs to have like a nicer demeanor because he like changes a little bit in his personality. Like even the people that he's around are like, well, you're not really acting like yourself. I feel like Adrian Brody is kind of like, I imagine someone like tall and kind of lanky a little bit.
That's
I
a
like that pick. It's another guy who's hot in a weird way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I was picturing for him the guy, what's the guy in The Great Gatsby that's like Gatsby's only friend, like true friend?
Toby Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
That's
You really
him.
don't know actors' names, huh?
I'm like, okay, LA.
Like Spider-Man?
Walk outside her door and meet this guy right now. Like,
I know, right?
I'll like be walking down the street and they're like, oh my God, that's so and so. And I'm like, who? But
Sorry to this man.
definitely recognized, oh my God, I'm gonna forget his name now, and that's gonna make me look so stupid. But I recognized this guy for sure. I saw him like the other day. The guy that plays Elvis.
Oh, Austin Butler.
Don't know his name, but I recognized him.
Wait, did you see him though?
did he talk to you in
Yeah.
all this
No,
format?
he didn't talk to me. He was talking. This other girl like was talking to him that was like a fan, and he was really hot. Like he's like superhuman.
I just like don't like that he's keeping on with. Sorry, this is completely off topic, but like the Elvis voice, like it's the movie's over. Let's cut it out.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, Austin Butler.
he's walking around like in real life, like
Yeah.
talking like
Yes,
Method
like he does like
actor.
interviews like
Dude,
that.
so many people made fun of him, but his voice coach like came out and made a statement about it. He was like, "Yeah, it's probably permanent." That's crazy.
Yeah, I think he's literally said like, this is how it's gonna be now. Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
This is so embarrassing.
Like, not your voice.
Yeah.
I really hope he sees this recording and then he changes it.
God. It's like, damn, I
We could
watched
so
that.
much
write
then,
him into this movie. That would be awesome because he's
Bully him into submission.
Well, I think Vanessa Hudgens did like a little swipe at him on social media where
did.
someone posted and she put like LOL or something. and
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a little
like
big, and I was like,
crying or something or something.
yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
that's hilarious. I
Yeah.
can't
It's like
believe that.
method actor, I guess.
Yeah.
And you now only got one role to play. Like, bro, you like your voice or you're never gonna get these.
Since we're like already in the category of like weird hot dudes, I think like for Cunningham, James McAvoy, I can kind of see it.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking,
He's Ravencourt's
Did-
assistant.
like, guy.
Did they not say he's African American?
Oh, did they? Okay, I changed
I
my
don't know
mind.
why. I might have just been picturing him as that, but no, did they not?
They got African Americans in this thing.
Right.
I don't know, because
I was
isn't
like,
he
what
like
year
a
is this?
certain, like it might just be me, it might just be in my head then.
Like, they got chocolate. I didn't
He's cute.
oh, dude.
they have rich chocolate. Definitely not.
Yeah, yeah, right. Either
But
one.
isn't he like the valet to Ravencourt? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he's the
think
valet.
I just imagine that in my head then. I don't think they actually
You
said
might
it.
be right, girl. It's been a while since I've actually read the first few chapters, so.
Okay, so
Wait.
raise your hand, by the way, who actually got to their chapters before like the last meeting that we were supposed to actually be at?
I did, but to say I was like actually really paying attention.
I think everyone had like a sigh of relief when they were like, okay, we're pushing it back. Like,
Oh my God.
So
I think it was
we were
still
reading
like 5.
15 for that meeting. And so I was like, I'm not gonna make it to 15, but I'm gonna try. And I think Meryl, you're the one who messaged me and said something about 20. And I was like, 20? I was like, oh my God, I'm not making it.
Oh my God. I literally was like so glad you guys all agreed to push it back because I was like, what's not happening?
Well, so
Yeah.
I had already brought it up to them. I was like, are we sure we can't push it back? Because like I'm on like 10, you guys. And they're like, Meryl, we already pushed it back. And I was like, you're right. Huh? This was the extension.
This is literally the extension.
Yeah. But it worked out.
Well, I feel like we've gotten in like far enough, like as far as like what we can discuss without going past the chapter 20s to figure out more. Do you guys want to figure out how we want to break up? Because we can probably just cut it short, break up how we're gonna do the next few chapters, because how many are there? Like 60?
Yeah, how much more is there?
I think there is 60, yeah.
60? Okay. We're at 20, so what, 2020? That's a lot.
I should love it.
But some chapters are super short. Like there was a few in here that were like 1 or 2 pages. So I think that should be fine.
What if we divided up the remainder into like 3 sections?
That's why I had my phone here. 'Cause I did that.
Sorry, I just messed it all up.
Yeah, so sorry, didn't mean, but like I kind of divided the last into 3 sections, even-ish. So from 20, this is till 35, and then 35 to 50.
Okay.
So we would do like 3 more, 1, 2, and 3 more, or unless you guys wanted to do 2, but this is like 3 more meetings, right?
It to keep the pace so we don't have to like cram so much of reading in. That's good stuff. If you want to read to like chapter.
So it'd be
35, you said?
21 to 35, and then 50 to 60.
Yeah.
And it's about 60.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. That's okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
21 to 35 and then 35 to 50.
And then we'll do 1 more for the rest.
And then 50 to 60.
3 more meetings.
So I'm sorry,
Gotcha.
Cindy, it's 21 to 34, because this is the start, and then 35 to 49.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And then
50
We'll
to
have one last meeting. Okay.
one last meeting for the final one. Cool. So then how do we want to break it up? Because I know we were doing like every 2 weeks with everything going on, you know.
Well, we
Yeah.
also have a trip coming up in February, so we kind of have to keep that in mind.
See, 1, 2. Well, I mean, 2 weeks from now was the 7th. So
Yeah, but we have 3 more after that.
right. Well, we just skip over that. You know, I'm saying like, when are we going to meet next for the chapter 35? Or you guys want to allow maybe another week to do like the 14th? So
Yeah, let's do the 14th because there's new people, that need to be caught up.
You guys get caught up. We're not stressing. So we would meet like 3 weeks from now to recap up till chapter 34, right, Steph?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can do that. I'll put that for the 14th, and then someone can just put in the group chat when we would meet next. But y'all have anything else on this book? Like, because I feel like we've definitely exasperated all potential theories and.
Wait, Sen, what did you said we're doing the 14th?
The 14th, yeah.
Isn't that
Oh wait,
Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day?
Never mind, guys. Sorry. Single.
Call me single.
Hold on a second. Maybe not 14. My bad. Y'all like.
We just do the 7th because now it's like maybe picking up, and maybe we could do it in 2 weeks because it might be a little easier to read.
Yeah, I'm more interested in reading now.
Yeah.
Like when we left out the first part, it was like it's kind of boring, you know. But this, I feel like this is like it's starting to pick up. Like the story's moving along. They've established the rules of the game, so
Now you kind of have an idea. Yeah, I'm cool with the 7th if everyone else is. Cole, chapter 35.
Yeah.
Cool.
34.
34.
So 21 through 34.
34.
Stop at 35.
Gotcha.
Stop at 35.
Yeah.
Wait, I just want to say one thing I thought was cool. I really like the part where they realized there were like a ton of people in the plague mask, like the plague doctor costume. I thought that was really cool, like visually. And I was like, this would be like cool in a movie or like a show. I feel like he's looking everywhere. And then all of a sudden it's like, there's one there, like, and like, just like a sea of costumes. I probably was like kind of over exaggerating in my head, but that's cool.
No, yeah.
classic villain.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Classic
But they
villain.
also said the masks were found in the attic.
Mhm.
So that's why it just leads me to believe like it's one of the Hardcastles. I don't know. I'm like sticking to my guns that it's either Evelyn or Peter.
Oh.
No.
It's their.
It'd be like a whole setup from the parents. Like they planned the whole weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's the menu. It's the menu where
I kind of want to. Then we have Jamie has it. I think when she joins the next one, we have like who thinks is the culprit for this.
yeah, I think she has it on her whiteboard.
Yeah, she does. So we'll probably have her come back, and then we can add you guys on like who you guys think is the killer or the organizer.
Who done it?
Who done it? Well,
That worked.
cool. So we got the date for the next one, and then chapter 34. Anyone got anything else?
How did you guys end up picking this book?
Ex-
It was my choice, but we all vote on
Yeah.
We all like put like our own option for like the book, and then we all vote on which one we think would be best.
We basically gave everyone like a theme, like, hey, like send a whodunit book, and then at the end of the week
Okay, got it. Cool. I was
was,
just curious.
yeah. You're like, how did you figure this out?
I just didn't know how it worked. Like if like you guys had read something else by this author, or if you go by like kind of what you said, like the
Mhm.
type of book. Like
Yeah.
I like it though, honestly. I mean, I've been listening to the audiobook a little bit, and I could see how y'all say it's slow, but I really like the writing style. Like I like the imagery a lot. I think it's cool.
I
I
think
feel
it's
like it would be a good book to I mean, like you were saying, Charlotte, I think it would be a good book to like adapt into like a limited series or something like
Yeah.
that. I feel like it's like intricate enough that it would work well.
like niche. Like,
Because a lot of times when things are this intricate, it's this intricate because we're reading it, but it kind of like it gives you like a very visual picture.
Yeah.
It would be like super stylized for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way. All right, well, anyone got anything else before you wrap it up?
I think that's it.
All right.
Fun.
Well, y'all enjoy your Tuesday. We'll meet up on the 7th of February, chapter 34. And then Meryl, if you can just put that in the GM. And then feel free to, as you
Got
read-
voluntold.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Feel free, like as you read, like put stuff in the book club, since now we're like live. If you're reading something you're like, oh my God, chapter, whatever, like to get everyone like, you know, in it, because that helps a lot.
Mhm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I will
guys.
next time.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.